All right, Brother Bruce, we are back for part two. You said there are some things that you wanted to talk about and you wanted to get a little more organized. So let's uh let's kind of see where we go.
Well, first
What
thing, I'd like to apologize for bouncing all over the place. I had so many things on my mind I wanted to get out, and kept, shit just kept bouncing back and forth in my head, and I'd be right here, and then all of a sudden something else would. I should have wrote things down here, but I at least have a little bit of what I want to talk about that I feel like I ripped your listeners off.
Well, I know you had texted me something about flaming souls or something.
Twin flames.
Twin flames.
Okay.
Now, is that part of the LGBTQ community?
No, it's everybody has a twin flame. Um, that just means that they share the same soul. Okay, most twin flames are my twin flame and me are totally opposite. We're polar opposites. He's everything I'm not, and I'm everything he's not. I he chose when coming down. He's here to protect me, number one, and he's done a fucking fantastic job for the last 35 years that I've actually once I realized. Well, I didn't realize back then, but you know, it's obvious now because we always seem to be drawn to each other. Like he would always come out from Fort Lauderdale. I'm not giving up, Buddha says, but um, it's his life. My life is I've been hidden in poverty my whole life. He got to actually enjoy some moderate wealth. I mean, they're not wealth, but he's always had a knack for just making money. He just can spot money, he knows how to do it.
He's comfortable.
He's comfortable and always has been. Um, but on the other side of the coin, I've lived a life of sex, drugs, rock and roll, which he never got to experience. So, I mean, there's things that are very appealing on both sides of this.
Yeah.
But he's considered an earth angel, um, that was sent with me down here to actually do exactly what he's done. He's done it very admirably.
Do just on a side note, and do Earth Angels have sex and is their favorite position missionary?
You'd have to ask him.
Oh, well.
I'll tell you who it is off the thing. I know
No,
that
don't give them up. We don't want to put anybody in danger.
I'm not.
I know you said you've had more people chasing you down, more witches, and
Yeah,
so
I opened Pandora's
you
box.
know we want to keep people under protection.
Well, here's what I will say: be careful what you open up on that internet. Um, I Be careful what you comment too, because that can be a trap too. Um, what I do know, it's in business chat. There's a site out there called Free Cars. Okay, don't ever open that up. Don't ever open that up. You'll get bombarded. It's one thing. They don't even have to be friends with you. And they can go right to your messenger.
Yeah,
Okay, that's true. Usually you got to become friends before you can get the messenger. Well, as soon as you open this up, I don't know what kind of loophole it is, but they can go right to messenger and start messaging you and tell you you've just won $50,000. And what would you do with the money? As soon as you reply, after they say, what would you do with the money? And they give you a list of things, what you could do with the money. First I was like, well, fuck, I'll try, you know? And so I said, the first one I'd go to around, I'd buy some cocaine and, get a bunch of hookers, and they go, what? I'm just kidding, man. I would get some teeth, I'd pay some bills. And anyway, that's all it took for.
me personally, I'm all for the cocaine and hookers.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
But
Now back on the twin flames. How can you know you have? How could you recognize your twin flame? Not you personally, but another person out there. Let's say somebody's listening, and they say, okay, what if I wanted to identify my twin flame?
Well, all right, well, twin flames, they're going to be within a couple years of you. Okay, to find the right parent to where they can actually get in your path. Okay, once they get in your path, now some twin flames never ever find each other, and most twin flames is it's a relationship, it's a thing, but um, they just they find each other, they manage to find each other, and you guys could be twin flames. You just don't know,
No,
but
I don't doubt it because she's the only reason I'm alive today.
and that's what a twin flame will do. There's a lot of twin flame relationships are tumultuous. There's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of fighting. You know, I mean, they're just not meant to be together, but they're meant to, you know, they're meant to help each other out. But most of the time when they try to have turn into a relationship, it's disastrous. And um, this person being an earth angel, um, man, I cannot wake up. I cannot I'm like, I keep telling this person, I said, because I've never been sick. I've never had anything. I don't need medicine for anything. And that's because
Well, I mean, medicine makes you sick. It's I'm sorry, but we're finding that out every day. It's not there to help you.
right. And I
You
try to
take one
tell,
pill, and then you got to take five other
and I
pills
try to
after.
tell this person, I said, when did you find out you needed all these meds? I mean, what happened? Did your body just fucking fall apart, break down? I mean, it's, normally you don't need this kind of medication to, get up the next day and, make it work. But when it comes to one thing in the bloodline that he had to choose, there is some things that can be in the bloodline that are hereditary, like diabetes and shit like that. That's something you can't get around that.
Well,
But
I mean, yeah, you can. I've got a friend that's a doctor, and he can correct the spinal damage if he catches it early enough. And diabetes is caused by failure of the pancreas.
right,
And it's generally done by the nerves in the spine. And some people work hard jobs and they live hard. Sometimes they just have a damn wreck or fall off a motorcycle or something. And it damages the spine and it damages the nerves going to the pancreas. And therefore, if you can correct that damage, you can back away from the diabetic medication. And he's made a good living doing it. And he's not a quack. He's not a joke doctor. He's honest. And it's those guys are few and far between now because being a doctor is all about selling medication and making money now. The Hippocratic Oath is the hypocrite oath now.
yeah, that's that. Can you push pause while I go relieve myself, please?
All right, we are back after our short break. Let's see, we were talking about twin flames and how they find each other, or
Well, there's a lot of divine intervention involved here too, because you get help from the universe. The universe will definitely nudge you in the right direction. Okay. Now, in my case, there was a lot of nudging. Okay. And this person, brother was dating my sister, and we're just two people that just we just thought each other was cool. He was going through when I first this is in '88 when I first met him. I just thought he was cool. He was, he always wanted to come up and just goof off and have fun, go out, try to. Even though I hate hunting, I went out hunting just trying to be cool with him, But I mean, through those couple years up until '93, he would still always manage to come up and visit. You know, bring a 4-wheeler and let me ride it. You know, leave it. He actually left it and said, "Yeah, just ride it." Well, I flipped over one time on it and went and parked that fucker. No more 4-wheeling for me, man. So, in '93, something really bad happened in his life, and I just happened to get back in his life at that particular time when he was sad. And man, did we have fun! God. Oh my God, we went out fucking every night, man. We stacked women.
Cocaine and hookers?
No, he didn't do drugs.
Oh,
He barely drank.
just hookers?
No hookers. We didn't have to have hookers. The women just flocked to us. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. But this crazy time is what he needed to, get over something. And it worked because he did. And we would walk 5 miles every day. He got in such good shape that, I mean, women would just hit on him. I mean, they would come and ask me, what's his name, what's his deal? And I said, he's gay, you don't want him, you want me. You say that. But anyway, the timing was always right. And he was always there, you know. Then I'm going through. I got crazy women. I'm selling pills. I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to 4 different doctors. Because back then, you could.
Hell, there wasn't no registry back then. You could.
Right. Yeah. You could go to a doctor every week if you wanted, and so I did. And I was stacking the pills. I had. Yes, but the bottom feeders that I'm on the bottom of society, and that's where I was hidden, okay? Hidden in plain sight on the bottom in poverty. And once I realized these pills were, I'm so naive on pills and shit like that. I didn't even know they were addicting. And yeah, and I seen what it did to a couple women, and I'm like, holy shit. God damn, this is bad. And so I weaned my way out of that, where I wasn't doing that no more. And that's when I'm going through Facebook, and it pops up. I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna take it. And then I say, hey. So anyway, that's how that happened. That's how the last time, and I've been here ever since. But I do want to talk. I mean, that's enough of the twin flame shit.
Well, I have one more question
All
on
right,
that.
one more.
All right. What happens if your twin flame dies?
I get this. The soul comes to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I was worried about that too, because I'm like, man, I hope I die before you, so you don't run off with the soul, because we don't have to be. I know a way out of the grid. I don't have to be trapped here anymore. He doesn't have to be trapped here anymore. We might decide to reincarnate, but once we get I don't think I'm going to get him in 5D. Okay, I know that. So I'm not. I keep trying, man. I keep telling him, he's like, it's like, I said, Randy, you're immortal. You don't have to do this. You're immortal. And he just shrugged that off.
Well, I mean, I guess it takes time to figure it out. I mean, I used to, there was one time, there was a doctor here in Lawrence, I was going to try dabbling in pills, and if you showed him your titties, he'd give you any prescription you want, but it didn't work for me. So.
Well, I couldn't take them because they just totally made me nauseous. I'm like, this buzz is not worth it at all. I didn't even like the buzz that much. It's just not my thing. I like, my elevator goes up. You got something that'll shoot me up there? I'll try it.
I've just,
not now.
I've always
2
been
days
up
ago.
myself, so I've never been a real upper person. When I have, it flips me the fuck out, and it's not good for me to take anything up.
Well, even when I dabbled in the up thing, the go fast, the pep and step, you would have never known I was doing it. It just gave me a state of mind where I got to get this done. I wasn't high. I never got high off the shit. I never got high. I don't even know what the fucking high is. I even asked somebody on mess one. Well, there you go. That's now. I even asked somebody one time. I said, "What do you get off this? What? I mean," and they couldn't give me a great answer of what do you really get, except for wanting to tear your radio apart, looking for a fucking microphone, or tear your whole dashboard off, just because you just want to put it back together. It's
Meth made me stupid, man. I mean, it, it. I just could not focus on it. It took my focus away.
it gave me focus. Matter of fact, if I the funniest shit I ever said, okay, I mean, even trolling, man, I've said some hilarious shit that it just makes me think of funny shit. But I'm but I functioned on. Nobody even knew it. Nobody even knew it. But I realized that if I'm gonna move on from where I'm at right now spiritually, I can't be doing anything that's gonna upset the balance. And I definitely gotta. I mean, believe me, the temptation's hard. I mean, I walked in early where I got those boots from the back room today. I keep walking by this fucking bottle of liquor that I started drinking. I'm like, nope, just keep going.
That's good.
And
Yeah, you take it one day at a time with something like that.
well, I don't think AA should be called AA. I mean, how about AU? Alcoholics Unanimous. I mean, what's Alcoholic Anonymous? You're not being anonymous. You're just going in and saying, "Hey, I'm Bruce, and yeah, I'm an alcoholic." How anonymous is that? It's not. Okay, but I will say this: out of all the diseases in the world, I'm thinking alcoholism is probably the best one because you get to get fucked up every day. One guy's got cancer. There's a guy that has cancer, and he's like can't breathe, and you're just sitting there drinking, laughing. I don't know. I just think if you're gonna have a disease, that's a good one to have.
Coming from a family that has alcoholics in it, I'm gonna disagree on that one.
Yeah,
She just doesn't get jokes, does she?
It-
She doesn't
I
really.
don't- when it
I mean,
co-
I'm gonna start calling
when it
you.
comes to that, I don't drink.
I'm gonna start calling you Runway because
Please do. I don't
shit
care.
goes over that. All right, that was a joke, everyone. Okay,
Real quickly.
I was really trying to. I didn't land well, obviously. All right, I got to work on that.
No sense of humor with that one.
Really?
Nope.
Not when it comes to alcohol.
No, with nothing. With nothing.
Yeah, I can see her being a comic.
So, all right, we're gonna move on from twin flames.
Okay, I got to go back to the Bible for a minute, and I left you guys hanging on a lot of shit there. All right, I want to start off with one thing that'll pretty much prove my case when it comes to the Bible, that the Catholic Church really kind of did what they wanted to with it to suit their agenda. All right, you know the letter J?
Yes.
Do you know the letter J was introduced to the alphabet in the year 1525? Okay? So anything before 1525, the letter J did not exist. So how can his name be Jesus if the letter J didn't exist? How can there be a Joshua if the letter J didn't exist? How can there be a Jacob if the letter J didn't exist?
There could be no.
Riddle me that, Batman.
Well,
King James just did it, but he he was directed by the Catholic Church.
Well, I mean, look, I've been around a lot of pastors, missionaries. They stick to the Bible hardcore, and even then, the Bible tells you man has corrupted the church and will. Man wrote the Bible, yet you're going to sit there and drool over every word. And it bothers me because if you're going to be like me, which they won't, I'm going to take from every religious text that I can so that I can understand. That no, King James is it. That's just
Well,
that's just the way they are.
I mean, except for Jehovah Witnesses, that their Bible is.
I mean, I'm sorry, we've seen it here lately, to where you've got our politicians reciting a verse out of Genesis saying that we're supposed to basically worship another group of people because God said so, yet God does not even say that group's name in that Bible verse.
So a lot of shit's been misinterpreted.
Oh yeah, it's a form of control.
It is. It is a form of control. You asked me, what do I think about the Christians last time, and I do feel sorry for them because I'm not going to be able to preach them. You know what I mean? They're stuck because they're dead set in their ways. They are not budging. Okay?
Hardcore Christians are hardcore.
And they're worshiping a deity. They're not worshiping God. They're worshiping a very advanced being, an alien. And
they worship the nation of Israel.
They're
not supposed to. Even the Bible tells them you can't put anything before God.
When this C1 Atlas, or what is it called?
Atlas C3, I think.
C3 Atlas. Yeah. I have a strong feeling that they're coming here to warn us because Nibiru is probably 4 years behind them. I've been told by a good source that 2030 is end of the planet. That's when it's going to be, the planet's going to reset itself.
Well, my sources do say something extraordinary is going to happen on September 23rd.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an awakening event for all of humanity. So we've got a couple more weeks, and we're going to see if that works out.
Well, what I think it is, I think they're either coming to warn us, like, hey, I mean, it would be Inky. It would be Inky because we're his creation. He would be the one that would warn us, just like and another thing, the Noah thing. I kind of left everybody hanging on that read screen. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say read screen. Okay, Noah was, when he was born, he was shining, okay? And another name for the Anunnaki in Samaria was the Shining Ones, okay? They glistened. And when Noah was born, they kind of thought there might have been some hanky-panky going on because...
now, Noah was a hybrid, correct?
Correct. But he wasn't a giant. Anunnaki don't make giants. The Gigi made the giants. They were the watchers, okay? I get so aggravated with some of these YouTube videos saying that the Bible giants cut down the 8-mile tall trees. That's fucking ludicrous. It takes 100 million years just to start the coal process. How long do you think it takes to petrify a tree? Okay, so the timeline's way off on that being from the Bible, for those who want to know. But the timeline does fit the Titans. And they're the ones that were miles high. They were really big giants, okay? You're talking about Atlas. You're talking about Hornos. Those giants were immense. I mean, you couldn't even see their head. They were so tall. But anyway, that's another story. Damn it, I went off again. What were we just talking about?
We were on the Bible and the read screen about...
Okay, the read
Noah.
screen. Okay, I got to get this right. All right. He signed a pact that he could not verbally warn anyone. The flood was going to happen, wipe everybody out. Okay? Well, he just couldn't do it. So what a read screen was back then is you read it. It's a screen, all right? But it's cuneiform text, okay? That they had these like twigs or vines or something that grew out of the ground. They cut it at an angle to where it made a stylus where you could put it in clay, and that's called cuneiform text. And there's thousands of them. I mean, the London Museum's got the most of them, but they're all over the place. So anyway, Noah, okay, he didn't say a word. He just put it to where Noah could read it, and then Noah knew what to do. He put all the cubits, and how to make this thing. And it's not an ark that carried animals. It's an ark that carried DNA. That putting two of each kind of animal on a boat that you have to feed them fuckers every day, you're gonna run out of food. You ain't gonna make it. There's not enough room on the ship to feed it.
Now, isn't it? I think in the Bible that God did make most of the animals sleep. He put them in a hibernated state.
That. All right, you guys, it's impossible. You're not gonna be able to handle two of every animal on the planet. You got to remember, Enki, he's a fucking brilliant brain surgeon, man. He can slice genes. He can, just from DNA, you can make these animals again. All right,
Well, I'm sure Noah didn't go around jacking off the males and then trying to get the eggs from the females.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, he's never seen my dick. If he did see my dick, he'd have penis envy so bad, it'd be ridiculous. I wouldn't even be allowed around here. We're thinking I'm a homo. He's so many dicks.
But no, I get what you're saying.
All right, look. For one thing, it was a submersible. Okay, because you had to be in something that could be flipped, could be knocked the fuck around. Because there's just no way a boat like that is going to make the waves. They're not, and it had to be something, and it didn't have to be that big. Okay, it only had to have Noah and his immediate family, his 3 sons and their wives. Noah, his wife, and his Shem, Ham, and Japheth, their wives. Now, that flood was supposed to eliminate the Nephilim, but it didn't. Because somehow they survived. Because if the Bible would wipe them all out, how come Joshua's fighting them 4,000 years later, in Jericho? And, you know what I mean?
Well, they eliminated a lot of books from the Bible, so.
That's correct. So that kind of leaves you hanging, but I do have, it's not a theory because I don't have enough people to back me up on it, but it's definitely a great hypothesis. I think one of the 3 sons' wives was in fact, well, not infected, but it was in her blood. So that's the only thing I can think of how there'd still be giants. But anyway, that's
Well, and that could make sense. It's almost like a sleeper, a spy.
Exactly. Or somebody flipped on the ship. I don't know. But it definitely didn't wipe out the giants because they were around in Moses' days when Joshua is trying to get back to the land, the promised land that God had promised. And God totally forgot about it. That's when he's like scratching his head and goes, "Oh my God, I did promise Abraham that I would do that." And when God makes a pact, he'll live through it. So if you think about Moses, you're just seeing some gray-haired guy
Building a big boat.
No, that's Noah.
Oh, never mind. Yep, I'm sorry.
All right, when you think about Moses, he's a great, that's not Moses. That ain't Moses at all. Moses was a warrior. He worked for he was one of Pharaoh's he was Pharaoh's general. I mean, when he went out, man, he fucking wiped out fucking armies. All right, so he had the knowledge to in the 40 years in the wilderness. He had the knowledge to train these bastards to be assassins. I mean, and that's true story. I mean, that's you can look up. Here's where everybody else gets misconstrued. The Pharaoh at the time of Noah, they're saying is Ramses. It's not Ramses. Ramses was the Pharaoh when Joseph. All right, Ramses was a great Pharaoh. Okay, he was great. He was the one. Remember the story of Jacob? He had 11 or 12 sons, and one was his actually own blood. The other ones were from, I guess, concubines. But they sold him into slavery. You know that story? And then how he how he rose above it and he became Pharaoh's number one guy. Yeah, that Pharaoh was Ramses. Moses' Pharaoh was called Akhmoses. Okay? That means brother of Moses. All right? Now, this is history. Okay? I put a lot of work into studying the pharaohs at this particular time and who. All right, you can ask me anything about pharaohs, I'll fucking tell you. So anyway,
Well, now, hang on, because I am going to say this. There's going to be people listening that goes, well, that's not what our history books say. But the one thing you need to understand about history is that when someone digging through Egypt found something, they still had to answer back to church and governments. And some of them didn't make it home because they knew they wouldn't keep their mouth shut. And the ones that would keep their mouth shut or write the books the way they wanted survived. And that's the history you have. It's a lie.
right, and it's also a lie that the Great Pyramid is a tomb. It's not. It was never a tomb. That right there, bold-faced lie. It was never a tomb.
Now, have you seen where they've done sonar scans underneath?
Yeah, and they found out.
There's huge obelisks that go way, way down. That would go back to the flood, all that sand washing in. I mean, these obelisks, what did they say, 900 feet or so?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? I haven't actually. I'm still waiting on that to be proven. I don't doubt it. Believe me, I don't doubt nothing back then. I mean, even in the.
We know the Sphinx dates back farther than what we've been told.
All right, let's talk about the Sphinx. The Sphinx, when a soon-to-be pharaoh walks up on the Sphinx, it's only his head sticking out of the sand, and the Sphinx actually talked to him and said, "Listen, if you can unbury me, I'll make you pharaoh." And that happened. He unburied him, and that's
But it's older than the Great Pyramids. It is way older than the pyramids.
The Sphinx alone is probably 250,000 years old. The pyramids are a couple 100,000 years old. There's no way that timeline, their timeline's off, way off.
Yeah. Well, and just for instance, in China, I think it's Mahjong, the province over there. It's in the mountains, but there are
the Black Pyramid.
No, not a pyramid, but there are these huge pipes coming down the side of the mountain. They are actually petrified stone, but their iron content is so high that we know they're petrified pipes. And they date back 50 to 70,000 years. So that would say it's the remnants of some type of industrialized civilization that used to be on those mountains.
Okay, let's talk about advanced civilizations, okay? You can, everything I'm saying right now is easily looked up, okay? Baalbek, Lebanon, all right? Those stones that are making that wall, each of them weigh 1,300 ton, okay? We can't move them today. We got nothing that can move them. They're so heavy. But somehow they managed to carve them out of the side of a mountain, okay? Bring them up and haul them 200 miles, okay? How'd they do it? Think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
how did they?
Gobekli Temple.
That's not even the ballpark what I'm talking about.
But I know, but still, those stones are almost laser precise the way they're cut.
That's
There's
true.
no way it's done with chisels and
Well, that's
hammers.
true. You can actually cut your finger on them.
And they're fit perfectly.
Puma Punka, okay, in Peru. Look at those blocks. What the fuck? What were they making? I mean, they've got some that you can put they got a hole in a whole block that you can put your arm in just like that and have your hand come out the outside. How in the fuck did they do that? Okay, they got, I don't know, I think they were just playing around with technology just to see what they could do. Because they look like a bunch of kids building blocks, toys, but they're huge. I mean, they're huge. But everything is just so perfectly carved out and going back into the stone perfectly carved out, laser carved. That's easily looked up. Puma Punka, people, look it up. Try to figure it out. I would like to hear from it.
Some of those stones we could not cut with machines now. And I'm not meaning the stones, but the designs, the way they're cut into the stone, back angles. You can't machine things like that with modern machines.
You can't. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Egypt for a minute. On Ramses' big, huge statues of him, everything is perfect. This side of the face is exactly perfect with this side of the face. Okay? So, you know they had to have some kind of fucking technology to get that perfect. Because there's no way somebody up there with a chisel and a fucking hammer is going to be able to get that done. Okay, now that we're here, the pottery that is easy to look up. Egyptian pottery, just look that up. Egyptian granite pottery. You know how hard granite is, okay? It's almost diamond tough. All right, especially pink granite. Now, if you just look up Egyptian granite pottery. Somehow, they carved perfect pottery out of pure granite. To where you can make a vase, where you could put water in it, and some of it was so thin, we can't even do that today.
Yes, there is a impeller. I'm trying to remember what doctor found it, or but an archaeologist found it. But it's carved out of stone. It looks like a modern fan blade, but it is a water impeller.
Right.
That is the only thing we can figure. It's got to move either air or water, which is still a fluid
Or it
impeller.
came off a part for a ship where they just had to, they needed a part.
Because, and people have introduced that because when you start to look into anti-gravity technology,
Well, that's obviously how they moved everything.
metals don't really work out. At least the metals that we know of. Stone, wood. So, yeah, it maybe it's a reproduction of something, but there's no way it's perfectly machined. It was done by hand 3,000 years ago.
I know. And that is, you can look it up right now. It's right there. I mean, it's a propeller with a,
colleges, science departments have reproduced it to try to figure out what the fuck it is.
All right. Well, here's the real deal, and you guys listening, you probably won't agree to this, but we're all being kept dumbed down, and the only way they can do this right now is through the foods we're eating and through the chemtrails that are dropping the chromium and all this shit on us. All right. That's why autism, God, it went up 10,000% in the last 20 years. Okay, that's astronomical. All right.
Well, some will say that it's just that we recognize it now, but it's bullshit. It is bullshit. You and I are both old enough to recognize there were no autistic kids running around us. We were all out
playing. We were all riding our
we
bikes.
were socializing. Whereas these modern generations with their devices don't socialize. We socialized back then. We rode our bikes. We came home when we heard the car horn honk if we were close enough.
We came home as soon as the street lights fucking went on. We were like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
We drank from the water hose. God forbid you do that.
Yeah, I drink from the water hose many a time.
So there's differences. Yes, we're dumbed down.
Well, and the thing about it is we're dumbed down to where we're not asking questions that desperately need to be asked. We're not asking why. We're not, and we're just cattle just going to the trough, you know. And
Our politicians refer to us as a herd from COVID till now. They never used the herd phrase
mentality before, I've never heard of it.
when they were talking. But once COVID hit, oh, well, this is herd immunity. Wait a minute, we're a herd? What the fuck are you talking about?
I begged everybody I knew, please don't get that shot. Please don't get that shot. I mean, I don't know if it's a chip in it. I don't know what it is. I know they want to chip us.
Self-replicating graphene oxide. And it's controlled by 5G technology.
There was a way to kill people off as well.
Oh, another thing, like
They just murdered those people mostly.
yeah. If you didn't take this as good advice, always put your speakerphone on and talk to somebody. Don't put your phone to your ear.
Oh, definitely. These people walking. I get on to my son all the time about earbuds in his ear because those are little microwaves cooking his brain.
Yeah, you just put it on speaker and talk. Announce it. Yeah, you're on speaker. But no, but
I mean, literally, we know there are studies that say your phone on your hip is going to cause cancer in your hip area because of the microwaves.
this isn't even our phones. This is the government keeping tabs on us.
Yeah. It's, to me, it's the mark.
Mark of the beast.
Yeah.
The mark of the beast is
It tracks your every movement. It allows you to trade.
Yeah, it's not. That's a great hypothesis. I've got one that's probably a little more.
I mean, why does the government give them away for free to people that can't afford them?
There's a good question, because what the government really wants from us is to be class up. They want us to need them, okay?
Yes.
They want us to have to totally rely on them, and that's their goal. That is the New World Order. But the timeline is they're not going to be able to make it, because I think Nimrod's gonna beat them to it, and that's why they're all hustling around building these $billion bunkers. But what they don't realize, let's just say you're in a bunker, okay? You're comfortable, all good. Earthquake hits, all of a sudden your bunker's like this. You can't use the toilet no more. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
If you were going to build a bunker, you're probably better off in outer space.
Well, that's Elon's plan. They're not going to let him do it. It's just like they're not going to let another nuclear war happen. They're not. They'll come. This can all be looked up, okay? I'm not just talking on my ass here. They've disabled all the nuclear war, all the missile styles. They're all disabled. They're melted down. Okay? They've even tried to shoot a couple off, and all it did was go. Okay? That's a fact. This happened right after John F. Kennedy, the Cuba
Cuba Missile Crisis?
right. That's when they stepped in and just canceled all that shit. They can't let us destroy the earth. They don't care about us destroying each other, but if missiles went all, it would destroy the earth. And this is one of the only 3D places that other planets can go to and enjoy as a resort. That's how they look at Earth, as a resort. Okay? So they're not going to let that get destroyed.
If I'm on another planet, I'm not going to Chicago. That's not a resort destination to me.
Okay, they don't have the news up there. Okay? They don't, they're not watching our news. They're not watching, they just know that they just want to be in a 3D for a while, just to be able to touch somebody, and just to feel, because they don't have that. But I'm trying to think. I don't even want to go back to that. I'm gonna bring in the 5D New Earth, which is gonna be kind of like that, but you're still gonna be able to touch and stuff. So, but you won't have anything on your mind. That love has got to be on your mind. You won't be able to, covet them.
Are we going to leave hate behind?
Oh, you can't get in. You won't be able to get in with hate. Okay, I'm gonna try to. I mean, I can detect hate. I can detect, malice. I can detect greed. I can detect my discernment after this last attack is razor sharp. So they can trust me now. I mean, believe me, this is supposed to happen way before I'm 62 years old. Okay, so you can tell where my fucking mind's been for the last fucking 50 years. So, I mean, they've been trying to give me messages. They send me encrypted, or
Encrypted.
no, it's something where you see something every day. Like numbers. I see the same numbers every day. My numbers are 420, which is not the pot thing. It's Nehemiah.
Hitler's birthday?
That could be. But I studied every verse in the Bible that had a chapter 4, verse 20. And the only one that fits, and I get it now, it totally fits, is Nehemiah 4:20. I am your God, and I will fight your battles.
Saying that, I challenge everyone to look at your birthday. Just, the month and the day of your birthday, and then go through the Bible and look at all the verses of your birthday, birth month, and the day, and see how that. It's interesting to read that. It really is interesting to go through and find.
Well, that takes some patience too. But now I get how I kept getting off track before, because I'm on the 420 thing, and I had a thing right behind it that I have to get out that coincides with that. I have another number that I see every day without question, and that's 316. Okay? So you put these two verses together. Nehemiah 4:20, I am your God, and I will fight your battles. Relax. Okay? Do what you got to do. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever shall believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Why have I been seeing these numbers consistently for the last 20 years? All right. That's a head scratcher. Do you guys see is there any numbers that you guys see on like a regular basis, like every day?
Well, the fun thing is you put me on the spot, and now I can't think of it.
All right, we'll pause this just for a minute while root beer is going right through me.
All right. Well, we had to take a tinkle break for a minute.
Danielle.
Somebody just made a good point. Tonight is
Your wife.
the blood moon. So
Depends on where you're at, obviously. We probably won't see a blood moon. We'd already be seeing it.
Well, it's behind the
All right.
trees right now.
Danielle brought up an excellent call. I don't want to forget that. She brought up an excellent.
I'm Danielle.
Sanwana. And I'm sorry.
Oh, they look alike. I mean,
No.
Oh, they're twins.
No.
All right. Sanwana said, she's talking about the blood moon, okay? And how the Bible coincides with the blood moon. That in the days of tribulation, those days, in the last 3.5 years, the moon will turn to blood. That's true, it will. Revelation is the only one that I'm really finding some real close shit to. All right, let's just say the moon isn't really the moon; it's a satellite, and it's hollow. Okay, let's just say it's there's people. I mean, if you're going to go that far, why can't you say there's people in it that are kind of keep monitoring us? And if you're going to go that far, this is on record. This is proven that when our Apollo, one of our Apollos, not the first one because that probably wasn't real, but one of the Apollos, they dropped their taking off, their afterburners drop off and hit, and they're heavy as hell. Well, it's on record that the moon rang like a bell for an hour. Okay? So they went with that, and they shot a missile to it, a dead missile, but just enough to make it an impact. It hit it so hard, the moon rang like a bell for 24 hours. All right, so that one, if you're going to go that far, and it's a satellite made out of metal.
Well, it's better than being made out of cheese.
I'm on the cheese, man. I'm trying to get it right up there just to grab some. So anyway, everything you see on the surface of the moon is everything that we have here on Earth. Okay? So, if that's the case, it can rust. If it's metal, it can rust. Now,
oxidized.
Rust. Okay, to give it an appearance of red. That would be, and this is science now. Okay, I'm not talking hypotheses or theories. This is actual science. And there's people that got camera. Believe me, you can get great shots of the moon. Okay, and you can already see it where the oxidation is actually taken over. So. Yeah, there's your blood moon.
Well, our moon in my lifetime has changed
Iron
colors.
oxide. Huh?
Our moon in my lifetime has changed colors, and so has our sun. I remember a yellow sun. Now we have a bright white sun. I don't think most people realize it. Just right now in my life, I can tell you that the sun feels more intense when we are closer to it, and it should, but it is way more intense. On cool days, it will cook you. Now, something's going on, and it's the change in our magnetic field, as we had talked about last time. Jupiter is going fucking crazy, and it has been for more than 12 years.
It's perturbed. So is Uranus and Neptune. All three of the giant gas giants
Jupiter
are all
is
perturbed.
overcoming the sun's magnetic field around the Earth, so it's actually pushing back harder on us than the sun is right now. And it's really causing our magnetic field to go into haywire.
God, Randy, Don, you definitely nailed that, because that is absolutely 100%.
Jupiter's a failed star, which to me it's an early star. I think our galaxy,
the gas giant,
it hasn't finished forming, and Jupiter will consume the rest of the galaxy at some point.
Yeah, we still got about 4 billion years left on this sun, okay, before that can happen. All right, I'm not saying it we can't, because it is a gas giant. It does have that. It does have the ingredients to. Yeah, it's just missing one thing.
It needs to hit that interfusion level.
Exactly.
That's what all it has to take, and then it's
going to be the domino.
Atmosphere will ignite, and it will become a sun.
You notice how I haven't brought up the Anunnaki once, except for they probably come in here to warn us what's happening. Maybe they're going to help me wake up the masses, but I'm not even part of that team. That's a totally different thing. I'm from the universe, God. Every time I talk about the Yahweh God, just being an alien, and people look at me like I.
Now we've been going on for a while. I want to ask you this. You said you've been getting hit by more witches. Do you think it's because of our last interview that
Since
they're
that last
coming-
interview,
they're hitting you harder?
they're every day. Okay, not. Sometimes I just want to play with them. I'll let them go as far as they can go without me actually stepping into the net. But I usually I get them off my phone as fast as possible. But I did save one, and it's definitely proof. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but just know that. I'm going to reiterate: do not open up shit that. If somebody says you won a bunch of money, you didn't. That's just their way of. It's like their way of inviting a vampire in your house, and that's exactly what you just did. You've invited them into your house.
Well, they're
I get
fishing.
emails and texts all the time about shit.
You send them out. You are a witch.
I said I get emails and text messages. I got a text message this morning claiming that they looked at my LinkedIn account and that I was qualified for this job, and I had like 13 other people in the group chat. I'm like, yeah.
LinkedIn is pure evil.
When you're in college, you're required to make one.
Well, I'm not saying my knowledge I don't even know about LinkedIn.
It's just a job.
Well,
thing.
LinkedIn, like she said, colleges require it.
It's
Not because it's part of
No,
your
they're not
professional
gonna
life.
attack her
Those
on LinkedIn.
those
No,
colleges
what they're doing
are
is they're
actually
my
getting
number
paid
off
by
of it, and they're
LinkedIn.
scamming and like adding like 20 people in a group chat and saying all that shit. It's,
Well, you caught onto it, so your discernment is pretty sharp.
But no, they get paid to force you to do something, and it increases the stock share. But I mean, LinkedIn is. I'm sorry, but it's
nobody
worthless in
even
the
uses
working
it.
world.
All right, I can't disagree because I don't know
What
LinkedIn.
it is
I know
basically you go
anything
on there
from
to look for a job.
doctors to engineers, professionals, and you know what their LinkedIn is to them? It's nothing more than a piece of toilet paper. It does them no good.
Name one person that goes on that website. When you're looking for a job, you're going to go to the company's website, or you're going to go to that place and get it out.
But what's their goal? I mean, what are they trying to?
Information collection.
Pretty much.
Oh God, yeah, okay, well, yeah, see.
So it's part of your social credit score.
Because you have to put in your birthday, your phone number, social security.
Don't ever
where
put your
you
phone number
live,
out there. You're gonna get fucking wicked.
Where you
fucking
live
spammed.
at, all the jobs that you've had in your lifetime, this and that and the other. And it's,
Oh yeah, that's I can see that being.
Yeah.
I can see that fishing.
So it's just I think I'd have to look, but now you've got Palantir, and I swear LinkedIn is part of it, part of where they grew up. LinkedIn is just their infant stages, but Palantir now is going to build one of the largest databases on people in America, and it will be an instantaneous database. It is your social credit score coming to life.
So, have you ever watched the Netflix series called Black Mirror?
I don't watch Netflix.
It's too expensive, number one. And number two, it's a China-based.
No.
No, it ain't.
No,
I know. I studied the whole history
I
of
dropped
Netflix.
Netflix when they had a CEO that said, you know what, fuck all white people.
Yeah.
All right, I've studied Netflix down to the core. They're just two brothers that wanted to compete with Blockbuster.
That's where it started. But it grew into something more
Oh,
sinister.
look, they sold their souls. It grew. It's a monster now. It's
Well, you don't have a choice but to sell your soul with a certain level of these things, man. You
Yeah.
either sell your soul or they take it.
take you. You don't have a choice. Just like these influencers, on YouTube that are like they got millions of followers. Well,
Roman Atwood from home. He's in Ohio. He's like got 20 million. something like that.
all right. Well, he's
Now-
he don't have his soul no more.
That being said, and I'm
No,
not
he
trying to
don't.
stray off, you know, there were 2 large data cables cut in the Red Sea in the past 24 hours, and so many of your conservative and Democrat influencers have been silent for 24 hours. And it's been interesting. If you've ever heard of the dead internet theory, you know what I'm talking about. But India is where a lot of these influencers are out of. They act like they're Americans,
They don't sound like it.
but
I wish they would.
they're
Fucking
not.
irritating as fuck.
And they have huge followings. Now, why would those data cables get cut?
Okay, I'm being. This is a witch right here.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know this guy. He does not. He doesn't respond to. He definitely isn't going to respond to you. Okay, he doesn't do that. Okay, so his site has been hijacked. All right, so this is already one I don't know why it just popped back up, but they go, hello. I go, I'm good. I don't need anything. Okay, I'm just trying to cancel it before it gets too far for them. Okay, all right, so anyway, now they're trying to bait me again with hello. Okay, now I'm forced to say, now I could fuck with their head, which I do a lot just for entertainment. But if I was to open that and respond to it, I'd get a fucking. I'm just not going to respond to it. That one I'm going to let go. I'll handle that when I get home. Okay. Right.
So we are back to the witches now. I'm sorry, we strayed off. But witches and warlocks, being the Blood Moon edition, Under the Stars, I mean, we may as well, touch on this. But
starting to come up over the trees.
All right, listen to this. Okay, this is real. This is good. This ain't witchcraft. This is actually how I get messages. Okay, this isn't a voice message. It's a read message. Well, he's probably in a place where you can see it.
Yeah.
And that's-
Earlier, he was in his canopy laying up under the trailer on 18
All right, now I kept. All right, did I talk about this publicly yet? Where I made friends with this I'm throwing it out to see what happens. When I made friends with somebody on Facebook dating, did I tell you guys this yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, here she is, and she's a total Trump basher. I mean, her whole fucking existence is to fuck with Trump. Okay, and I'm like, why are you hating on this guy so much? Did he stand you up at the prom or something? I mean,
pro-Trump is a way to bring you in.
no, this is a real lady. She's not like that, dude. She's not like that. She just hates him, and she don't even know why she hates him. Okay, so anyway, I flipped her. All right, here's the last thing I said was, which I forgot to tell her, and what it takes, the things that are going to happen when you're chosen ones, what the battles that you won't see coming. I've just tried to alert her to shit that's going to be fucking coming her way, how to avoid it. And I said, the numbers I see on a daily basis is 316, 420. I've seen them every day since the year 2007. What are the three numbers you see all the time? And she goes, funny you would ask. There were numbers that I remember always showing up, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the actual numbers. And that's because she's been so twisted since then. Now, I've got her, I mean, believe me, I've got her to where she didn't even know why she hates Trump so bad. But now she's like thanking me for waking her ass up. See that thank you right there? Because now she goes, yeah, I see it. All right, that's all I'm going to say there. But that's my job, waking up people to, especially her. She's dead set. I mean, she's not Christianity dead set. You know what I mean? Whoa, before I forget this, this is the main thing I wanted to talk about on the last video, and I fucking monologued. All right, when we know there's no original sin, right? She was raped. Bam, we got it. We got intelligence out of it. All right, because he felt bad. Okay, so if there's no original sin, why is Jesus dying for our sins on the cross? So we don't have to slaughter an animal no more. Which I told you that story. That was just to feed them. Why is he dying for our sins? He ain't dying for our sins. He's dying because he had knowledge that the Pharisees did not, which is the early Catholic Church, that did not, they wanted to cancel that shit right there.
Yes.
Bam. Okay? I had to say that. He couldn't get off the cross, man. I mean, he's nailed to it. All right? Angels ain't coming down to get him off the cross.
Well, now, I just want to give some people some insight. A lot of people just believe Jesus was born from a virgin. They all know the story. What they don't realize when you start to listen to the way the prophets talked to him, he was a rabbi. Jesus studied text and scrolls
He traveled the world.
that the people the Pharisees were controlling were not allowed to read. And he was giving them information. He was giving them secrets of life that they didn't want
It's called Gnostic.
they would lose control over their slave base.
All right.
And that's why he was a rabbi.
Well, the Bible that is presented to you, they don't have any record of him from 12 years old to 30.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, he was studying. He was traveling the world, and most of his knowledge came from India and, or not India, but China, Buddhism. I mean that's where he was enlightened, and they weren't having that shit.
No, he saw the worst of the world.
But he
And he
didn't
saw
die.
the best.
Believe me, he didn't die for your sins. Okay? There's no sin to die for. Okay? That's not why they put him on the cross. They put him on the cross to make an example.
Exactly.
You fucking don't even talk that kind of shit.
I mean, when they
we're gonna
first-
put you up there too.
When they first really wanted to start talking about crucifying, it was because he said, "Tear this temple down, and I will raise it in 3 days."
Now that
And they looked at, and they were like, when the Pharisees looked at each other, they said, he said he's going to tear the temple down. It took us 42 years to build it. No, he said, if you tear it down today, I'll rebuild it in 3 days.
all right.
And
well,
they couldn't take that.
that's one story that probably got a little. I mean, the truth is still. I mean, stop. The basis of it's still there. Okay, don't make me forget shit, Donnie. You always just interrupt me, and but
Well,
shit
what I'm
important.
doing
I'm
is
going
trying
to be
to add
gone.
to.
Huh?
What else did he do that day? Okay, he destroyed the merchants. He turned people against him.
All right, that might have been something. Somebody, as the story gets passed down 400 years, that's probably something that, correctly stayed in the story instead of distorting it.
They had turned the temple into a swap meet, if you want to call it that.
And that's okay. That's what the Bible says. But how do you know? Really? How do you know? That could be one story that actually kept the truth in it as it went down, as it got passed down the line. It very well could be the truth. Okay?
Well, what better way
God, you look really smart with those
to
glasses.
collect taxes and to collect temple tithes than to allow the merchants inside the temple to sell their products, to sell their sacrifices, their sacrificial animals? They were sold inside the temple. That was forbidden.
Well, there's a lot of gambling going on too. So.
And prostitution, but
Right.
that's a good thing. We're not going to kick
Yeah,
prostitution.
you're no matter what, you're sticking with them prostitutes. All right.
You're damn right.
All right, Donnie, if I ever get a bunch of money, cocaine, prostitutes, present.
No,
There you go.
no.
There you go. Hookers and coke. I'm good to go.
And a divorce.
Now you know what I want for my birthday this year.
And,
Okay.
And
All right, my abundance hits. Oh, God, before I forget this. All right. I totally forgot about being adopted when I was 5 years old. Okay, my original mom was already married 9 times by this when I was born. Okay, they don't even know who my real dad is. She doesn't even know. But when she gave me away to the parents that actually saved me as a child, I had to have experimental, never been done before. I was born with water on the brain. I had to have an experimental operation that, yeah, it could have went either way, but they said they threw the dice to do it. I'm not going to have him grow up in Clinton Valley, which was a mental institution at the time, and that's what the enemy wanted. They knew my birth. Okay, now I've been hidden in poverty since that, but when she gave me away, all right, she did try to get me back. And I think I was 10 years old in third grade. She tried to come back. And she came into the school. She tried to get me back. And I said, I'm not going. I'm not going. Call the principal. Call the principal. I'm not going with her. Right? And my mom that adopted me came up. And, I split her wig. And she took an ass whooping. My mom wasn't fucking playing. And so I totally forgot. I had gotten a message saying my sister is selling my property, and I'm like, what property? I don't know. So I call my niece because I'm, we kind of stay in touch, I call her and I said, did Lynn sell the house? And she goes, no, I'm living in it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I remembered I have another sister. I have a real blood sister. I just totally forgot about. And she has stolen my inheritance. She forged some documents, and she's caught up in it now. It's all coming to light because the ancestors are just putting an end to it because it's mine, and she stole it. So, so that's the sister, and that's what's up. She just didn't want, I never ever tried to contact him or anything like that. And maybe she just felt, fuck him. He deserted us.
Well, you didn't desert them. You were giving away.
Yeah, I know, but they tried to get me back, and they took that as a desertion. They were throwing shit at me like, man, we get to do whatever we want. We got toys, and I never had a toy. And they're talking to somebody.
I was born with a toy. It's been my favorite toy since I was a little boy.
Man, I tell you what, Donnie, you can spin anything into sex. I swear to God, we could be talking about fucking the moon, and you're going to get a boner.
Well, it is a blood moon, so we might need to put a tampon out tonight.
Mm-hmm. Do you know another fact? This is not anywhere written in the Bible, but it is written. I think it's in the Emerald Tablets or something. But it's written where the best gift a woman can give her man is her menses.
You can keep them, ladies.
I'm just saying that's.
I don't want that shit in my spaghetti.
For one thing, back then it was a. I'm going to be looking really seriously at spaghetti now. Thanks, Donnie.
Why do you think spaghetti was created?
I can't unsee that shit.
That's the meat sauce.
I already didn't like spaghetti, so thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to question it now. Matter of fact, I don't eat carbs. I forgot. Spaghetti's off the diet. But I do eat a lot of sauce. So, anyway, that's on the ladies' men's is a celebration of having as much sex as you want and not getting pregnant. Okay, that's from the gods, the Bible gods.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just passing that along. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I don't know what.
Well, our society has twisted it to where now that's a no-go. You know, that is, and when you go back to the Bible, that is what they are speaking of as an unclean woman. And so, like when you read the parable about Jesus and the unclean woman touching his robe, she had spent all her life on a menstrual cycle that never ended, and when she touched his robe, it ended.
We probably fucked the shit out of her and fucking stopped, fuck that shit up.
Strawberry cream,
That was bad. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just
like
can't.
strawberry cream running down her leg.
All right, I'm not into the visuals, Donnie. I just,
Okay.
what I said was just kind of like to the point, man.
Oh my
I
We
God.
don't
don't
know.
need the aftermath.
You know, I did read one Bible verse where Jesus could pull out of a woman and he could shoot off and he'd go 12 foot in the air.
I don't know.
All right, Donnie. All right, you might as well call this.
Well, I mean, since we are on the blood moon topic, how many human sacrifices do you think we'll see tonight?
Okay, let's talk about sacrifices. If you look at every Hollywood star that's actually, you know, they've actually made it. So many of their families died.
Even our politicians. Joe Biden killed his fucking wife and then married the babysitter, but, you know,
All right, so you know.
yes.
Yeah, you to get there, you have to sacrifice and you have to keep it up. They went to John Travolta after he's already made it, all right. But he's going through a dead spot in his career. This is pre-Pulp Fiction. And they said, okay, we're gonna boost your career, but we need something. We need either your wife or your son. Well, he showed his son for the sacrifice, and his son ended up dead. Some stupid act, some weird, can never happen again accident in the bathroom.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
fell and hit his head
Right.
on the bathtub. Is what it was. The same as Jeff.
Yeah. It's always some
That
some
was
weird
that
shit.
was a sacrifice.
And there are people that
In his career, boom.
And then his wife ended up dying too.
Right, but
So
that's
when
that's
did he
not.
Which wife? Which one?
Did he
was it?
sacrifice?
No, she didn't. No, she would. He would never. He would die first before he sacrificed her.
there was somebody else in his career early on that he sacrificed.
No,
I'm
no,
trying to
he
remember.
died legitimately of cancer. He loved her more than anything in the world, and she overaged him 20 years, but he loved her, and she's the one that introduced him into the what's that weird old church in Clearwater?
Scientology.
Scientology. Yeah, she introduced him to Scientology, and then he's been in it ever since.
Well, Tom Cruise sacrificed Goose.
Actually, there's no information on.
Tom is pretty quiet on his. I mean, as far as his level
Yeah,
of
You don't know
notoriety,
much about him.
and nobody around him dies weirdly.
Didn't Trump's one
yeah.
die?
There's no record of him. I mean, if he did sacrifice somebody, he did it off.
I mean,
off
for
books.
God's sakes, dude, the
He just
Clintons
picked
and
up
the
a hooker.
Obamas, they just fucking advertise it. You know, don't ever. Hey, if Hillary Clinton ever said, "I want to be your best buddy, here's $1 million," fuck you, get the hell away from me. I know I'm going to die some weird way. Obama, I'm going to drown in 3 inches of water.
The
You're-
sheriff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how these people die. Yes. But yeah, that's an everyday occurrence. Can't think of her name. She's got a talk show.
Which honestly, and I just want to
No, I
let
know.
people
She's
know,
evil though.
the chef that drowned at the Obama compound.
You mean the one that killed
Yeah,
himself?
Barack just wouldn't pull out and fucking gagged him to death while he was sucking on his dick. I mean, he literally.
You know
drowned.
Barack's gay, right? And
Yes,
Michelle's a
he
man.
literally
Yeah,
drowned that.
Everybody knows
motherfucker
that,
in
right? So
cum.
I don't have to go into that.
And
Okay.
Barack's into bukkake. Do you know? I'm sure you know what bukkake is.
No, I'm sure you're gonna
Okay,
give me the visual.
Okay, Japanese bukkake is where 20 guys will surround one woman, jack off on her, and try to make her fucking drown.
He's not gonna do that. If it was a man, he'd try it. He's gay. He's gay as fuck. He wouldn't.
Barack's into weird shit. Trust me. I mean, his wife used to be named Mike.
It's Michael. Yes. Still named Michael.
Like,
Yes.
what's the messages?
I mean, just another weird one that really hit front and center is Emmanuel Macron,
Never heard of him.
the president of France.
Oh,
His wife is transgender, used to be a man. And literally, I'm thinking there was some type of familial connection between them. It's almost like it was his adopted father or something like that at one point.
yeah. I'm
Candace Owens has done a lot of research and a number of influencers.
Candace Owens. She's pretty much on the money. And
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised
not
she's still
dead
alive.
yet.
yeah, I'm surprised she's still alive. 'Cause
She's
she's
got
really-
a divine intervention on her because there's no fucking way with the shit she keeps turning over. Now you got your assholes like Larry Loomer or Laura Loomer. Those are disinformation artists. They will tell you they are on your side. They are MAGA. No, they're not. They're not.
Well, anything the news says is meant to lead you. Even Fox News, even if
Fox is horrible.
Fox is like the least one that you trust.
Fox
No.
is CNN. Fox is CNN. CNN's for Democrats. Fox is for conservatives.
Go
It's the
with-
same
I mean, they're-
bullshit.
Damn, the next time you read an article on Fox, go to CNN and read the same article. It's almost word for word.
Only it's they just
opposite.
changed. No, they just changed Republicans and
literally almost
Democrats.
word
I
for
mean,
word.
they
It's
yes,
copy.
literally. Which CNN now.
well,
has-
that's
has
probably the
went
truth if
conservative.
it's word for word. And there's got to be truth in what they both say. They just spin a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep you dumbed down, pretty much. But I mean, there are some people that work for Fox that don't work for Fox no more, and they kind of let the shit out of the bag. Like
Oh yeah,
Tucker Carlson, you can believe that motherfucker.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tucker-
he ain't gonna fuck you over. He's
I'm surprised he ain't dead yet.
me too.
Tucker definitely on the hit list for Israel. I mean, they fucking
He's on
want
the
his
hit
ass
list for a
bad.
couple of them.
Yeah, Tucker just he's
Now, you probably don't know that they do because of me. There was a prophecy that came out before Trump got elected, and it was first
Oh, I'm
released
tripping.
on
I'm like-
4chan.
like looking at this tree. I'm like,
I'm sorry, that microdose may have been a little too high.
that's
The
not.
wind blowing the tree.
But
All right, I'm not.
But the prophecy I think there's 14 steps to it. I'd have to look at it, but one of the prophecies, one of the stages in the prophecy was a star will gorge itself in clay, and we are there now with Israel. People think I hate Jews. I don't. I just hate that fucking nation because they're corrupt as can be.
Well, they run Hollywood. Their families are in the top tier of.
Israel is in the middle of a civil war, whether people know it or not. There are
They always
people
have
in
been.
Israel that
Nothing-
do not agree with what the government's doing. Benjamin Netanyahu, that motherfucker is crazy. He is hell bent on owning all of the Middle East. He is going to take back what they call the Greater Israel Project, which is they want all of Iran, all of Samaria. They want all of it because they believed it was theirs at one point.
There are people I'm never going to be able to reach, so I'm not really going to give a shit.
Yeah, well,
It's not something I would even investigate. I don't even care. You know, let them blow themselves up.
but they're also the ones running disinformation campaigns, fucking with people's minds right now.
And that's not going to change. People are going to they're going to swallow the pill. They're going to go to the trough. They need to eat, and that's what they're fed.
They are literally destroying holy sites all throughout the Middle East.
Don't care
You should,
why.
because
There
they're
are people I
erasing-
can never reach.
They're trying to erase history for people that you can reach. Oh well,
All right. Well, I do admire your passion about it.
there's no passion. I'm just, people need to hear the other side.
All right. Well, I basically just wanted to cover up. I mean, just touch bases on a couple things I left kind of like I listen to him. I go, I'm confused. Sheesh, what the fuck is he saying? Just wanted to clear a couple, do a little bit of bondo work on that last interview, which I think I did. So
All
I'm
right.
cool.
Well, you work on. I got to go travel around. You work on what we do next Sunday, and
Matter of fact, next Sunday, I will bring to the table all the attacks, and you'll see they're just flat out attacks because the price on my head is irresistible. I mean, everybody wants to give it a shot.
nobody's called me about it. I could probably cash it in right now.
Whatever, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Okay.
I know, Bruce. All right.
I mean, you can point a gun at me right now; it would misfire.
hell, let's give it a try.
Try
No,
it. Try it.
no,
Try it.
no.
I want to test this theory.
Let's not try it.
All right, Danielle, you're the boss. You're the boss.
All right, next Sunday then.
All right, next Sunday. See you guys.
We need to try to do a live show. We better build it up first, though.